How to Be Both by Ali Smith. Summary: How to Be Both by Ali Smith is an innovative novel, published in 2014, that explores themes of art, gender, identity, and memory. Structured as two interwoven narratives, the novel tells the stories of George, a modern-day teenage girl grieving her mother's recent death, and Francesco del Casa, a Renaissance painter whose spirit observes George's life centuries after their own. Smith's novel, with its dual structure, examines the fluidity of time, identity, and the transformative power of art. Plot summary. 1. George's story, grieving and remembering. In one version of the novel, George's story begins as she navigates life after her mother's sudden death. George is a perceptive teenager, and her grief manifests in her deep reflection on her mother's life and the memories they shared. George and her mother had a close bond, particularly around their shared interest in art and creativity, including a memorable trip to see the work of Renaissance painter Francesco del Casa. This trip remains vivid in George's mind, connecting her to Francesco's art and spirit. As George processes her grief, she finds comfort and curiosity in Francesco's artwork, especially a fresco that her mother admired. She becomes increasingly interested in learning more about the painter, finding parallels between Francesco's life and her own emotional journey. Through her exploration of art and memory, George seeks to understand her mother, herself, and the world around her. 2. Francesco's story, life as a painter and observer. The other half of the novel follows Francesco del Casa, a fictionalized Renaissance painter based on a real historical figure. Francesco is presented as an artist of ambiguous gender who, after death, finds themselves observing George's life centuries later. In their narrative, Francesco reflects on the struggles of being a painter in the Renaissance, navigating social constraints, and attempting to express identity and passion through art. Francesco's story also delves into themes of gender fluidity and expression. Living as an artist who defies traditional gender roles, Francesco's identity is complex, and their experiences of love, friendship, and art are marked by both joy and hardship. The painter's perspective on George offers a timeless bond between artist and observer, blending past and present through the shared experience of art. 3. Intertwining narratives and the power of art. Smith's narrative structure allows readers to experience either George's or Francesco's story first, making the novel's reading experience unique. Whichever story is read first, the two narratives resonate with each other, emphasizing themes of connection and duality. George's grief and search for understanding are mirrored in Francesco's exploration of identity and creative expression, highlighting how art transcends time and connects people across centuries. As George and Francesco's narratives intertwine, the novel explores how art can capture and preserve emotions, ideas, and identities. Art becomes a bridge between past and present, allowing George to feel close to her mother and Francesco to connect with a future they could never have imagined. Key themes. 1. The fluidity of identity and gender. The novel explores the fluid nature of identity, particularly gender. Francesco's ambiguous gender challenges traditional roles, and their experiences reflect a broader theme of self-expression beyond societal norms. This fluidity is mirrored in George's exploration of her own identity and grief. 2. Art as connection across time. Art serves as a timeless link between characters, connecting George to both her mother and Francesco. The novel suggests that art preserves not only images but emotions and ideas, transcending the boundaries of time and space. 3. Grief and memory. George's journey is shaped by her grief, and her memories of her mother act as a guide through her loss. The novel portrays grief as a multifaceted experience, exploring how memories can provide both comfort and complexity in the process of healing. 4. Duality and perspective. With its two-part structure, the novel itself embodies duality, emphasizing how different perspectives can coexist and enrich one another. The reader's experience changes depending on which narrative they read first, reflecting the idea that life and art can be understood from multiple, equally valid perspectives. Conclusion. How to Be Both by Ali Smith is a profound and inventive novel that challenges the boundaries of time, identity, and artistic expression. Through the stories of George and Francesco, Smith explores themes of grief, memory, and the enduring power of art to connect lives across centuries. How to Be Both celebrates the complexity of human experience, showing that both past and present, artist and observer, can coexist and resonate in surprising and meaningful ways.